afternoon, good evening or good morning. Since I've jumped on the Harley Benton bandwagon and I have basically one of their LTD ESP copies here, I'm going to test it next to a real full fat ESP E2 Eclipse. And we'll see how they both compare. Right, let's get on with it. Okay, we'll start with the Harley Benton because it's already plugged in. Going through my my pedal board, which has got a polytuner on it, a couple of overdrive pedals which aren't going to be used, and the channel switcher for my ENGl Fireball 25, which is on the low power setting. All the EQs set to 12 o'clock, apart from the clean gain, which is on about 11. The master's on 10 and the presence is on 10, and it's been mic'd up with an SM57, and there's a shotgun mic on the main video camera. Okay, just make sure it's in tune with the polytuner. Yeah, alright. I bought this guitar last week from Rich Tone Music. I've already done a video on it. It's it cost me 129 quid used. I normally buy guitars used because why wouldn't you? You know, guitars are a bit like cars. When you buy a brand new one and you take it straight out of the showroom, you've just lost an absolute fortune off it comparatively, or compared to what you can get one for used that's a few months old. You know, I've done it with that ESP. I've done it with most of my guitars. I used to buy them new. I sometimes buy Gibsons new, but generally I'll look for a used guitar of the model I want and just wait while one comes up. Right, anyway, so here we are. Obviously there's massive differences between the full fat ESP E2. It's got full Goto hardware all over it, proper ENGs, whereas this has got the Chinese cheap monkey metal hardware on it, like, you know, but it still looks okay, does the job. This has got 24 frets, the other one hasn't. They look like the sort of medium jumbo frets. Very similar inlays, and obviously it's got Harley Benton written on the headstock. A new one of these is £166 plus shipping, and yeah, it's got active pickups in it. They're Harley Benton's copies of ENGs. So here we are. Yeah, one more thing. The volume on tones are set up different on this than on a real LTD or ESP, whereas the volume for the bridge is the first. The volume for the neck pickup is here. The volume for the bridge is here. Okay, and then the tone control. So here we are. Clean channel. I know it's not really a clean channel, but that's ENGl for you, innit? Roll off on the volume a bit, yeah. As far as rolling on and off with the volume goes on this guitar, it's not very good with it, but you know, what do you want for 129 quid? Okay, both pickups. Okay, bridge again. actually works. We'll go on the dirty now. Neck. Yeah, when you're on the dirty channel, the volume becomes more of an on and off rather than a fade out. Both. And again, the tone control don't do anything. Like I say, I've done a video of this guitar previously, just the guitar on its own without comparing it to anything else. For what it is, the build quality is great. You know, it's fantastic. Yeah, and for 129 quid I can't complain. But anyway, we'll plug the ESP in, which I know what it's going to be like. Now, main difference between this and the Harley Benton, I mean really I should say everything. You can tell when it's in your hands straight away that this is an expensive guitar, you know. That's not bad, it's a great guitar for the money, but like I say, you can tell the difference straight away as soon as you handle it. This has been built with attention to detail. The hardware, Goto hardware, locking tuners, Goto bridge and tailpiece. I'm surprised that the bridge and tailpiece on this aren't locking ones though. EMGs, all around the fretboard. The way this guitar's just finished off, it's just phenomenal. Slightly better battery compartment for it, and the cutaway here, although on that one, on the cutaway there's this little bit here which this hasn't got. Fair enough, the heel is better on this, and I don't really need that because I don't spend that much time down the bottom end. But anyway, let's go on with it and do less talking. Just make sure it's in tune. See, I tuned both these guitars about 5 minutes ago. Well, about 10 minutes ago actually. When I brought them up from upstairs, but because they've gone in a cold room, they're slightly out. Because if this guitar's in a room with an even temperature, it never goes out of tune, ever. Anyway. Yeah, the volume on this is much more responsive, but then again it's got proper EMGs in it. Just out of interest, I'm going to see what the tone control's like. I mean, I've never used tone controls, but yeah, there is a slight change there. I mean, the only time I use a tone control is on my Les Paul Junior. Okay, neck pickup. Yeah, it's a lot more clarity, but then again, you'd expect it. This is a 2,000 quid guitar, that's a 166 quid guitar. Right, that's interesting. If you're in the middle position on your pickup selector on this guitar and you roll one volume off, it kills both pickups. On that one it doesn't. You've to kill both pickups, you've got to roll the volume off on both pickups. Now to me that makes sense, but it might be just me, you know. You might be sitting there going, what the bloody hell are you talking about, Pete? Everybody knows it works like that, but I didn't until recently, till I tried Andy's Les Paul, but it does that on this, you know. Okay, dirty channel on the bridge pickup. Now straight away I think this sounds better, but again it needs to, doesn't it? There's a bit more clarity and a bit less fuzz than in those active pickups. Neck pickup. In fact, I'll go back onto the bridge and we'll try rolling up. Yeah, there's a far better taper on this. On the dirty channel on this, those volume controls are just sort of on and off. With this, there's, you know, you actually get a gain taper. Okay, back on the neck pickup. I mean, same there as you'd expect. Middle. I mean, I never use middle on this guitar anyway. Generally, bridge pickup most of the time. The only time I use the neck pickup is if I'm playing Hallowed Be Thy Name. For that bit at the beginning there. That. But yeah, dirty. Okay, it's obviously a deeply unfair comparison because you can probably pick a new one of these up for about 2,200 quid. I think the book on them is about 24, but I see like Guitar and Anderton's knocking them out after a few months for like 22 if they don't move after a while. The new price on this is £166, so you can buy what, 15 of these to one of those. Now, is this as good as this? No, it never will be. Is it good value for money? Absolutely. Is it better value for money than this? That depends on what you want. You know, most people would say, yeah, by far, you know, because it does do the same job and it works well. You know, you could gig this guitar. Like I say, I haven't gigged it. I might, before I move it on, I might gig it or use it as a backup and try to see how far I can get in one set without, you know, see if I need to change it back to this. But for the cost of this guitar, it's absolutely phenomenal. This isn't really the E2 isn't really a great value for money guitar, but it's built for a certain kind of person, you know, and so is this, I suppose. But yeah, and I'm sure you'll find a lot of people that would have this all day long compared to this, simply because of the financial factor of it. Even if they do have £2.5 grand, they might not want to spend it on a guitar. I mean, I'm not one of those people. Unfortunately, I've got a very understanding wife, but yeah. There we are, Harley Benton versus ESP. I know it's not fair, but it is what it is. If I can get the chance and I see one come up for sale used, that's basically the LTD model of this, I'll buy that and see if I can do a shootout with this before I move it on. Okay? If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe on your way out. Cheers.